Hey, welcome to Rebel Creatives Podcast. I am your host, Delano, and I help restaurant owners increase their revenue using the Rebel Growth System. All right, so today we're going to talk about how having a sales system is important for your restaurant and then how to automate it and let it run so that you can have more time to do other things in your restaurant. All right, so let's dive right into that. Now, over at Rebel Creatives with the Rebel Growth System, it's basically us building for you and implementing an automatic sales system that you can use to attract new customers, get them to buy from you, get them to buy from you more than once. And we do all of that on autopilot. All right. And at the Rebel Creatives, we look at two core principles to basically grow your restaurant. And that is acquisition and retention. All right. Those are the two um, areas that we look at, that we work on and focus on automating and getting to work for your restaurant. And no two restaurants are the same, and our system is created to work with your restaurant and how you operate and with the goals and everything that you want to achieve. All right, so we're going to dive in this episode. We're going to just talk about the overview of the elements that you need and that we cover using our system, so that you can kind of have an understanding of what are the moving parts, or what does a sales system need to be successful. And when we go through everything, you will basically know what you're missing, if you're missing anything, and what you need to add to, and how to add it, how to really use these elements to the best of their ability. And we'll be sharing like tips and tricks of how you can really, really effectively get what you want out of them. So that's me kind of rambling right now. Let me go into that. So we have a six pillar system that we try to work on. The first one is attraction. All right. You want to be attracting your customers to your restaurant one way or the other. All right. That can be through search platforms, can be through your branding platforms, it can be directly, but you want to make sure that you have it down when it comes to attracting your customers. Okay. And once you get them, you want to make sure that you're making a good first impression. Now, the attraction is basically the ads, the content, the promotions, anything that you're sharing out there to get people to come to you. And that first impression is basically your website. Okay. Your website, it can be your restaurant, the actual going into your restaurant for the first time and what they see. What's that experience like? And you want that first impression to be good. No one ever wants to make a bad first impression, and you want it to be one that once they come, they want more, you know, and they are invested in your restaurant and the experience, that unique experience that you offer, right? The next element of creating your sales system is how you set up your engagement, all right? And how you educate your visitors, all right? So you want to make sure that you're building trust. You want to make sure that your branding is cohesive. You want to make sure that you make use of social proof. You want your headline to be speaking to them, your call to actions, you want to have your FAQs. All right. So all of these are ways that you can educate and engage with your visitors to get them to that end result, that call to action that you want them to take, which is to buy from you. All right. So you have restaurants that are using menus, online menus, or some have PDF still. And if you have PDF menus on your website still, and that's the one and only way for people to really take action, and then you're saying call us, you kind of are outdated, and you want to fix that. All right, you want, when your visitors do that CTA, that call to action, all right, they are going somewhere that they can take action fast and easy. Okay, you don't want it to be complicated. You don't want them to have to be going through a bunch of loops, especially relying on too much persons or third parties or technical stuff to make an order. You want it to be as simple as possible. So your call to action is, say, order online. For example, that's the best one, and let them order directly from you. And that's your sales technology. Okay. Whatever technology you use, you want it to be as effective as possible in closing your visitor, your customer. All right. Now, not everyone will buy from you right as they come on the website. Some will just check you out, leave, and say they're going to come back. But guess what? You don't want to leave it up to them alone. Okay? It's important that and you continue to engage and educate, else you'll be forgotten. And that's where in your sales system you want to have a solid follow-up plan. Okay, how are you following up with the persons that land on your website, you know click on your call to action, but they didn't quite finish? You want to be able to follow, you want to have a solid follow-up plan. And then the last but not least is referrals and retention. Right now you have someone who bought from you. They've went through your sales technology. They've successfully made their purchase. You've delivered an amazing service, with very delicious food, right? And now what next? It doesn't end there, right? Your job now is to retain that customer, get them to come back and shop with you again and again and again. All right. And turn them into super fans. And then from there, get them to refer other persons to you so that you can share this amazing experience with that new person. All right. Now, when a person refers someone, guess where they're going? They're going right to your website. That first impression, you know, they're getting that good first impression, or better yet, they're walking right into your restaurant, right through those doors, and your customer, your staff is giving amazing customer service, wonderful first impression. All right, to get them to make that buying decision, giving them superior service so they don't regret it, and then when they're happy, getting their feedback, getting their to share it with others. Okay, and that's it. That is basically the overview of what a sales system is. And what we do at Rebel Creatives is that we create a system that covers all of these aspects, and it's plug and play. All right, we do the hard work of setting it up and making sure that it's working, and you now can just press a button and it just works. All right, it just works. All right, so in our next episode, all right, because this is just an overview, in the next episode we're going to break down the attraction. All right, how exactly can you start to attract customers, prospective customers to your restaurant? All right, so you can be growing your pipeline of of customers, your baseline of customers, and getting them to shop with you again and again and again, so that you can increase your revenue. All right, because that's one of the things that a lot of restaurant one off, because there are many things. But again, pro tip is The key to having a successful restaurant is by having multiple efficient systems. Okay. And what we do at Rebel Creatives is we give you one part, the sales part. Once when you work with us, you won't have to be worrying about, how are you attracting your customers, where they're coming from. We will continuously be filling your pipeline and ensuring that you're getting new customers and new orders and repeat orders day after day after day. All right. So you can have more time to focus on other things that are important. So, again, just to recap everything that we've talked about in this episode, we're doing an overview of what a sales system is like and why is it important for restaurants to have. All right. First part is attraction. You want to be able to know who is your ideal customer and how to speak to them and attract them to your first impression, which is the second part. And your first impression, it can be your restaurant and that customer service that they get coming in. It could be your website, both the large screen and the small screen. All right. So you want to make sure that you are catering to that first view of your restaurant. And the next is engage and educate. You want to make sure that when they land on your website, when they go into your store, they're getting the proper information so that they can make that call to action, which is to make an order. All right. If they're doing it online, if they're doing it even in your store, you want to make sure that your sales technology is on point. Your sales technology is making it super easy for them to make that order. Okay. And if they didn't make an order right away, how do you follow up? How do you re engage with them and encourage them to actually make a decision, carrying them right back to your sales technology? And then, last but not least, your referrals and retention system. What are you doing and how are you doing it to retain them? All right, to get them to become super fans and keep coming back to you for more. All right. So again, that's the end of this episode. I hope you found this valuable. If there are any questions, any concerns, or anything else that you want us to kind of touch on some more, also if you have any feedback, any thoughts, please do share them with us. We accept all of those information because it gives us insight onto what you want to look at. And guess what? We don't know it all, and better yet, what we like to say is everybody have different point of views. So the more point of views that we get, the better for us to be able to see how people look at things and where they're coming from so that we can better phrase or or include more point of views in our explanations of the system. All right. So again, thank you so much for making it to this episode. Like, share, subscribe. Anyone that you know that will benefit from this, please share it with them. Follow us on our social media channels, and please do comment right on that post that we make launching any of our of this episode. You go there, comment so people can see your opinions and your thoughts, and we can start conversations. Thank you so much for making it, and see you in our next episode.